This is Upfront on the Voice of America. My name is Jackson Vunganyi. Now, April 2nd is World Autism Day. And autism spectrum disorder, or just autism as we know it in common parlance, is said to be one of the most common neurodevelopmental disorders. That's according to the WHO. The WHO further documents that autism affects 1 out of every 160 children. But as prevalent as it is in mostly developed countries, autism is also one of the least known global health issues. There has not been enough research or the kind of body of work in terms of research terms, body of knowledge about this condition. The good news is that is changing, partly because people are now talking about autism. There's more research targeting autism, but it's obvious that there's a lot more to learn about this condition. And it's also important to note, rather obviously, that the lack of knowledge about autism, a non-communicable disease, is much more amplified in Africa, where public health systems are struggling to deal with communicable diseases like TB and many others, let alone a more complex issue like this one. So one of the consequences of our lack of understanding of autism, including its symptoms and ways to treat it, is that people with autism and their families are faced with the stress of dealing with a child with a neurodevelopment disorder, while at the same time dealing with the ignorance and social stigma around autism. But like I said earlier, things are certainly getting better, at least in terms of mobilizing resources and directing some of those resources towards more research on autism. And this will go a long way in giving us a better understanding of autism. It will also help change some of the existing attitudes towards this condition. More health professionals and activists, including my guest today, Susan Gakwavu, are working to bring more attention to autism in Africa. She joins me in studio.
First of all, autism, like you said, is something that people have not really touched, and it's becoming an issue here in United States and even in Africa. And having been into the autism society and working with children with autism, I developed a passion and had to go back home and open the foundation or a program for those children.
Okay. When did you get interested in this? When did you start? Is there a personal connection to this issue?
Yes, I would say that actually there is a personal issue. Growing up, having a sister who had the same issue, watching my mother doing what she was doing, and the awareness and education and what to do was lacking. And I believe that they didn't